Hey viewers, welcome to Real Astrology once again, and I'm sure you are waiting for this much awaited video, that is Rahu transiting the Pushya Nakshatra. Pushya Nakshatra, am I saying it correctly or there's something wrong? Don't you think from Punarvasu the next nakshatra is Pushya Nakshatra? Yes, it is, but Rahu, we all know, moves in the backward, in the retrograde motion. We all know about that, isn't it? So that's the reason why from Punarvasu, this Rahu is entering the Ardra nakshatra, its own nakshatra. So it is going to be, so today I'm going to be telling you what all is this transit going to bring for all of us. That is the 12 ascendants, the rising signs as per the sidereal zodiac in the Vedic astrology that I follow. So before I move on, please don't forget to subscribe my channel, and please do press the bell icon so that you can be notified the moment I put up a video that I keep doing from time to time. That is the weekly transit, the monthly transit, the yearly transits, and then I will be doing these kind of transits in between where, you know, the nakshatra change or the sign change or the Sankranti of sun, you know, as we say. So all those you will be getting notified for if you will just do a little bit of effort by subscribing and pressing the bell icon, and little extra effort by sharing the video would also be great from your side. That will be really cherishable moment for me. Thank you so much. And of course, your friends and family, they also deserve it, right? In case there is something that they are interested in. So sharing is caring. Also, I would like to request you all to listen to this initial commentary that I give in all my videos. That is something that, you know, is sort of a tutorial, a short tutorial also, because I always impart something or the other in these initial commentary section, you know, before I start talking about the 12 ascendants, the forecast. So please do, because I reveal a little bit of facts, general facts also. So it's going to be really beneficial for you all if you hear this. All right. So then you can obviously take up your ascendant. I'll be pinning it down in the comment section that, you know, where your sign is, from which minute, the timestamps I will be sharing in the comment section, so that it becomes a little easier for you all to understand what's there. Okay, where is your sign? Now coming to today's video, we all know Rahu moves into the backward motion. So does Ketu. Okay, so the total degrees, though Rahu is changing nakshatra, not Ketu, but Rahu will be covering the Ardra nakshatra from the 20 degrees span to the 6 degree 40 minute span. Okay, and the movement starts from the 28th of September to the 22nd of April 2020. Now you must be wondering, what is this? Why am I saying these dates? We have been hearing that Rahu is changing nakshatras from the 11th of September. I'm sure you are, but that's the mean movement of the nodes and not the true one. Yes, I also follow mean nodes, but you know, I'm off late, I'm seeing that true nodes is giving me more of accuracy in prediction. So I am, and my Guruji also, you know, told me to follow the true nodes. So if you know, if it is available in the softwares, the mean and the true nodes, so that means there is some relevance to it. So you will find true nodes also, you will find mean nodes also in that. So of course, true nodes, I can explain a little bit on that why, you know, the accuracy is more in true nodes. I will explain. You see, when people talk about statistical averages, as we all know, they are referring to the mean, right? To calculate the mean, simply we add up all the numbers together and divide them by the, you know, sum by however numbers you have added, right? I'll give you an example. So that average score is the mean. For example, let's take an example of test scores. There are 4 test scores. Suppose it's 15, 18, 20, 22. Okay, there are 4 test scores. Now, how do we find the average? You first add up all the 4 scores together and then divide them by 4. Okay, right? So I've done it and I've got 18.75. All right. Now you will round it up to the nearest whole number, and the average that would be available to us is 19, correct? Something similar to say there are, you know, in a classroom, there are boys height 5.7, 5.8, 5 feet 7 inches, or 5.8 inches, or 5 feet 10 inches. So what do we do? Like, on an average, we will say the height of the class, the boys in the classroom is around 5 feet 10 inches tall. Okay, but do you think that's the exact one? That's the exact, no, that's the mean, that's the average of the classroom boys. So the mean, thus mean nodes is not the exact movement of Rahu and Ketu, but an average one, similar to that of Mars and Mercury, as we know. We know that we have been actually, you know, taking the approximation. Mars stays for 45 days in a sign, Mercury stays 40 days in a sign, right? But if you will go back and see, in 2013, 2014, Mars was in Leo for approximately 8 months. In 2014, for 7 months in Virgo. And in 2016, around 7 months in Scorpio. And last year, if you will go back and watch my video on Mars-Ketu conjunction in Capricorn, you will find that it was around 6 months Mars was there in that sign. Okay, and we say Mars stays for 45 days approximately in a sign, but it is not that. Similar to Mercury, Mercury also doesn't stay for 40 days. You've seen that it stays for maybe 20 days, 25 days, 3 weeks time, you know, in a sign, approximately. But it's still, you know, we will see that, you know, it is not a fixed motion. There is not a fixed motion. We have just taken the mean and we have come to this movement of theirs. Okay. So these planets are very unpredictable. Okay, especially their nature, we can understand also because of this. Now, see, sun covers 1 degree approximately in a day. Okay, in a sign, it covers one degree. So that is why in 30 days, we say that sun will be staying in 30 degree span, it will cover in 30 days. Astronomically, 60 minutes, as we say. Now, Rahu's and Ketu's mean movement per day is 3 minutes astronomically. Okay, that's the mean movement. But sometimes what happens, Rahu jumps and moves around 1 degree in a day also. It goes direct also. It is in retrogression, but it goes direct also. It is very erratic if you take the true movement of Rahu. So what is happening? It is highly, highly unpredictable. That is why the wobbling effect, you know, that we feel, it's because of that wobbling effect. These nodes jump. Okay, so all these are, you know, based on the astronomical terms like declination, speed, latitude, retrograde, direct motion. You know, these are all astronomical phenomena which are happening. But in a very simple language, I have explained that what is happening. That is why, you know, I am predicting through these, you know, through Rahu and through Ketu in my predictions. So the speed is not constant. So how can we take that? Okay, so because it sometimes slows down also. Sometimes it goes very fast as compared to the mean node. So which is the average speed. Thus, it is advisable to look for the softwares where you can change and convert them from mean to the true nodes. It will be really, you know, helpful for you people. So from the 28th of September, the true Rahu leaves Jupiter own nakshatra to his own nakshatra and stays there till the 22nd of April 2020. Okay, so Ketu's nakshatra, when Ketu is changing, I will be definitely sharing the details again with you. Right now Ketu isn't, so there's no point talking of Ketu right now. But yes, they both are like in opposite signs, 180 degrees apart from each other. That is for sure. It is applicable. Saturn is right opposite Rahu, and of course, I will be making separate videos on Jupiter transiting Sagittarius sign, Saturn transiting Capricorn sign, and all those, and the nakshatra changes also. I will be sharing with you all the videos, and you will come to know what exactly is coming your way with all these transit positions changing every, you know, month and every, you know, 6 months time or whatever. Okay. Now, if you will see, the Rahu will be now how can this Ardra nakshatra, because Rahu is already in Gemini from a long time, from March onwards this year. Now in Gemini, Rahu is already there. It was he was in Punarvasu nakshatra. I've made a video on the same as well. Now Rahu is going to be in Ardra nakshatra, but in Gemini sign only. So how different is this going to be? The predictions can't be the same. Rahu in Gemini, okay, fine, finish. No, Rahu is going to be in Ardra Nakshatra. But do you think the whole span is going to be the same? No. In Ardra Nakshatra, there are 4 padas he'll be crossing. That is the 4 Navamshas. Okay. The Navamshas would be in the backward again: Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Sagittarius. Okay. So I will be giving you the description about these padas in Ardra Nakshatra. Ardra Nakshatra is basically, you must have heard 10,000 times what Ardra is, what it means, Rudra and moist and teardrop and all that. I am not going to get into all that, because you will get bored of hearing all that, and it will not be helpful. What is it bringing to you? That is something that I am aiming at. I want to understand myself that, okay, if it is going in the fourth pada, because it is going backwards, so it will go to the 4th pada first. So what happens when in Ardra Nakshatra 4th pada is owned by Jupiter, that is Pisces Navamsha. Now what is that going to give me? It is going to be, first of all, note the dates: 28th September to 26th of October. That is what, it is not mean, so it is not going to be the same. The span would be for 1 month, or in the other one 4 months, like that. So in one Pisces Navamsha, when Jupiter, when Rahu is, that is owned by Jupiter, okay, 28th September to 26th October, it signifies sensitivity and compassion. There will be a strong urge to help underprivileged people during this time. Okay, or maybe you will become very indifferent towards them. Okay, you will be feeling too indifferent. There will be something like, you know, the atmosphere will be very, you want peace around actually during this phase, because it is a very positive, Jupiter owned, Pisces is a Jupiter Navamsha, Jupiter owned Navamsha. So you will feel a lot of peace during this time. This is in general. So how it will help in prediction, I will be giving you these, that, you know, these dates you must remember. So in Ardra Nakshatra 3rd pada, that is owned by Saturn, that is Aquarius Navamsha. Now that's the 3rd pada, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's how it will be. Okay, because it's going in the backward motion. So it is ruled by Saturn, and it is, and here Rahu is going to stay from the 26th of October till 12th of February 2020. So you can imagine October, November, December, Jan, Feb. So 4 months it's going to be there. So it signifies scientific nature. So the storm is at its peak and thus provides sudden bursts of inspiration and intense mental activity. So as it is, you know, I will explain what, you know, is going to happen in Rahu in Gemini also. Now here what is happening in Saturn owned nakshatra Aquarius, it's going to stay for long. So in case it is not going to be good, so it is not going to be good for those people, you know, where Aquarius is weak, or maybe, you know, it is the 8th house. Okay, so I will explain that as well. Now coming backwards again, Ardra Nakshatra 2nd pada, that is the 2nd quarter of this nakshatra, which is going to be falling again in Capricorn Navamsha, that is Capricorn Navamsha, Capricorn pada. So it is ruled by Saturn again. So please note the date, from 12th of February to 23rd of March. So this is going to be a quick one, just for 1 month. So in Aquarius, it's going to stay for 4 months. So how can the results be the same? We cannot generalize this video. Sorry, I don't do that. We cannot. The whole phase is not going to be the same. So what happens when in Ardra Nakshatra, Rahu is there in the 3rd pada? Okay, so what happens in this second pada? It is owned by Capricorn, so it will give you a lot of ambitions and a lot of frustrations also. It will give you a lot of material ambitions, no doubt about it. But if you are unable to achieve them, you will get very irritated, you will get frustrated. Okay, so this is something, you know, you will get to know, you will look deeper inside you and you will find that there is all negative energy inside you. So you have to work through that during this time. It can bring misfortunes and problems also. That's what is this nakshatra about. Then Ardra Nakshatra comes the 1st nakshatra, 1st pada. Now 1st pada is Sagittarius, governed by Jupiter again. So the 4th pada and the, can you see how Rahu and Jupiter are getting connected here? Because the 4th pada was Pisces, and now the 1st pada is also owned by Jupiter, that is Sagittarius. All right, so from the 23rd March to 22nd April, Rahu is going to be in Jupiter's Navamansha, that is Sagittarius. Okay, the Ardra's first charan. During this phase, there will be a lot of curiosity and desire to explore. You will feel that, you know, you want to be relaxed, you want to just you know, go in for some kind of adventure during this time. Material excesses will be there, so you will feel little calmer here. So can you see how erratic the movement of Rahu is going to be, because it's not the mean one. So for 4 months it's staying in one sign, in one Navamansha, and in others one month. So you can imagine how it is. It's not constant, so it's staying. So Aquarius Navamansha is getting highly and heavily activated during this phase. So the positive impact would be felt by Aries, Taurus, Virgo, and Sagittarius people. Please make a note of these dates. It will really be helpful for you. If you will be going straight away to the ascendants, then you'll be missing out on these dates. So it will be a little difficult for me also to explain every time that, you know, why this phase was not good. So the ones who have taken reading from me, they actually generally, you know, they get back and tell me that, you know, we really want to be specific about this. So I'm just telling you all of it. So now what is happening? Rahu and Ketu are actually dependent on the sign they are placed in. We must never forget that. It is not that they are independently behaving that way, the way they are. Okay, so now here they are posited in Gemini, and Rahu has left the grip of Punarvasu Nakshatra, is leaving and is going to its own Nakshatra. So it is like, you know, a good boy and a bad boy, you know, who is very naughty. They are coming together. So the bad boy becomes a naughty boy. It's like that. So what is happening when Rahu was in Punarvasu Nakshatra? It was engripping this Jupiter. Jupiter was losing the potency to give the results. So now Jupiter will have the potency to give results, even if it is going to its, you know, its Mool Trikona sign and aspecting this Rahu also from November 5th onwards. So this transit is definitely going to be a very positive transit, I would say, for many people. Of course, dependent upon your position in the natal chart of Rahu, Mercury, Jupiter. Of course, Dasha. What is the Dasha that you're running? This also you must be listening over and over again in my transit videos, because this is something you should actually, you have to see whether, if you have a promise of losing a job, I cannot help it if it is the Dasha also of Rahu or that particular planet. So that has to happen. That event has to happen. If the event has to protect you, anything, come what may, the transit position or any tsunami or anything cannot change your, you know, life. Whatever has to happen is totally dependent upon the promise of the chart. Okay, this has the potency to give you this, so it will give. If there's a childbirth in your chart, it will happen. Okay, come what may. But the Dasha has to be supportive, and then comes the transit to culminate the event. Now what is happening, you have to understand that you have to check the position of Mercury to see how Rahu is going to give the results during its transit through the Gemini sign. All right. For Ketu, you have to see the position of Jupiter. Okay. And it is conjunct Saturn, so you must be feeling the results as per Saturn and Jupiter both. The results have minimized a lot. The negative influence has minimized a lot because Jupiter is right in the 12th house from Saturn and Ketu, just before that. So it is like a protection. It has been protecting these Saturn and Ketu influences on everybody on the mundane level. So we are actually saved. Now that Jupiter is, this Rahu is going to be in Mercury's sign in his own nakshatra. So Mercury's influence is going to be even more. Okay, you will feel that the communication, the trade, everything is going to actually be dependent on Mercury's position. Suppose Mercury is going to be exalted for just 2 days, and then, you know, it will be going to the sign Libra. So Libra 29 September to 23rd October, and then it will be getting retrograde with this Ardra Nakshatra transit of Rahu twice. Mercury will be getting retrograde. So now if in your natal chart there is some kind of a positive yoga which is forming with Mercury's transit, you know, getting retrograde. So you will get very good results during these retrograde phases. So please stay tuned. I will be posting the videos from time to time to make you understand what Mercury's transit. So hear that out, so that you know what exactly is coming your way in Rahu's transit in Ardra. It is completely now dependent upon, now it is dependent on Mercury totally, because it is going to its own nakshatra. It is not in Jupiter's nakshatra anymore. So earlier we were getting the results both of Jupiter and Mercury. Now Rahu and Mercury. Rahu is completely depending upon Mercury's position. So you have to, whether good results, bad results, everything will be dependent on Mercury's transit. Okay, so it will be obviously be the prominent one in your chart right now. So Gemini, Virgo, Capricorn, Leo, you know, these natives, you know, they will be feeling the impact, you know, even more. So because the Mercury is going to be transiting these signs, you know, and lastly Pisces also. So it is going to be transiting these months. So for Libra natives, Gemini, Virgo, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, this Mercury transit will impact Rahu to give positive results during this phase. Okay, so we have to be careful. Rahu gives very good results in the Ukchaya houses 3, 6, 10, and 11. Remember that. So that is something which obviously we have to see, and we have to see the position of Mercury. So that's something that we have to make a note of. And now we move on to the 12 ascendants that you have been waiting for. All right, to start with, we come to Aries first. Okay, so for Aries, you have to note down the 4 Navamsha positions of Rahu in Ardra. So 4 Navamsha means 4 charan. It will be transiting through the 4 padas, and they'll be Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Sagittarius, your 12th, 11th, 10th, and 9th houses respectively. So what is happening during the transit of Rahu in your 12th house? You will feel that there are some kind of problems due to, you know, maybe over expenses. Maybe you're changing job during this time. You may feel less confident, less courageous. You know, the rivals will increase during this time. So they might create some kind of, you know, it can happen that they might just create obstacles in your growth. Okay, but yes, if you can just go back and hear the dates, you know, I've mentioned. In your 11th house, Navamsha position. See, Navamsha, I'm just telling you because Aquarius is your 11th house. So you have to see which one is your, which signs is Rahu going to be transiting through in Navamsha. So Rahu will be in Aquarius Navamsha, D9 as we say, D9, 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 all right. So when it is in the 11th, for 4 months, it's going to be there. So it's a very auspicious one because Rahu feels very happy here. Okay, so you will feel that your wealth is increasing. So we cannot generalize. Okay, for you, this is a very beautiful transit. And these 4 months are really going to be very good and very powerful months for you, for monetary benefits, to continue work, to change the job, to, you know, to do something for your elder siblings, to join some charitable foundation company or something, you know, where you can derive more, you can generate more wealth. You will be getting involved with your friends more. So be careful that you don't fall prey to some addiction or something during this time. So all that you have to take care of. Investments will be very fruitful for you. Okay, so then comes the Capricorn Navamsha, you know, date. I think I will mention, I'll pin it up in the comment section again. So in this transit, you will get into conflicts at the work front. So you have to be careful. Maybe there is a promotion that you're heading to is on hold. Or maybe you will get a promotion, you know, maybe you will be getting a promotion, but you will not be that satisfied when it's happening in the, okay, I'll give you the dates 1 second. So from 12th Feb to 23rd of March, you will feel that there is something missing, you know, you will feel that you're putting a lot of effort, but you're, you know, you're unable to reap the results of the same. Maybe the bosses are not paying more attention to your work, and the boss is ignoring. Maybe you're involved in some immoral activities. So you have to be really careful about all those things. Or if, and you know, in the 9th house, Navamsha position transit, that is going to happen from the 12th of February to the 9th, it is going to be 23rd March to 22nd April. So what is going to happen when in Sagittarius Navamsha, when Rahu is transiting, you will feel that you have some kind of spiritual belief system which is predominant, you know. during this time. You will feel that there is something that you have to do. You know, you're on the quest to look for some guru, spiritual guru, or maybe you are having some plans to travel overseas and meet your guru or something, you know, or maybe your expenses are on high, you know, or maybe your health issues which are, you know, giving you, maybe your travels are giving you some health issues. So you be careful during this time, and you know, I've mentioned, so be careful about that. You can have some conflicts with your siblings, younger siblings, or younger siblings wife or husband, the spouse, so be careful about that as well. All right, otherwise I feel that this is a good transit position, a good transit for you, so nothing to worry. All right, so coming to the next sign, that is Taurus. All right. Okay, so for Taurus, what is happening? Your Rahu in Ardra will be transiting through the 11th house, 10th house, 9th house, and lastly the 8th house. So when it is in the 11th house, you will feel that your investments are paying good results. That is from the 28th September to the 26th of October. So it's a good transit for you. Overall, a very good transit, apart from the last fag end from the 23rd March to 22nd April. It can give you some health issues, so be careful about that. But yes, in the 11th house, it will give you a lot of future prospects in generating wealth, getting connected with your siblings, elder siblings, or maybe you are thinking of doing something big, you know, during that time. So you have to be, you know, aware of all that, and it will be really helpful for you, you know. In fact, if you can invest, you know, at that time, and you can reap the results later. Then from the 26th of October till the 12th Feb, this Rahu will be in Aquarius NAVAMSHA. So that's the time when you will have, you know, it's going to be for a longer phase, you know. Here it is happy here, but still, you know, it gives a little bit of upheavals and frictions between these between the bosses and the co-workers. So you might have that kind of energy, you know, that you're doing a lot of efforts, but you're unable to get the results from them. The results are not in your favor. So you feel very uneasy during this time. So you have to put a lot of efforts during this time. Rahu is, you know, dependent on Mercury. So just communicate your mind, say something about your work, you know, your work should speak actually. So keep checking the transits of Mercury from time to time so that you're aware what exactly you're heading to. So with the, you know, Capricorn NAVAMSHA, that is 12th Feb to 23rd March, you will be feeling that, you know, you want to now explore the world, you want to travel, you want to believe in spirituality. Maybe you will be traveling also because of your some project that you have, a hands-on project, you know. So you will be actually, those things will be fruitful for you. Those travels will give you good results. So you must utilize these transit positions, you know, when it's happening in these Ukchaya houses especially. Now in the 8th house transit, that is the Sagittarius NAVAMSHA, 23rd March to 22nd of April, when Rahu is transiting through this, you know, economic condition can be little on the, can worsen, you know. You might feel that, you know, there is some kind of crunch that you're feeling that there is something to do with maybe some defamation, you know. So you have to be on, leave the path of immorality. If you are into all that, you know, maybe you will be defamed. So it's better that you leave the bad company during this time especially. Otherwise, I feel that this Rahu in Ardra is going to make you shine, you know, because it's the diamond, and diamond is only when, you know, it's really, you know, rubbed and, you know, it shines the more it's scrubbed, you know. So it's like that. So it's cut, as we say, the cut of the diamond has to be, the more it is more effective, you know. It shines more. I hope you got what I mean. So you have to really work hard to get what you want in life during this transit especially. So otherwise, if you will see from the face of it, okay, Rahu is in your 2nd house, so it will be like, you know, your finances will be gone, this, that. But I'm going much deeper. It is a detailed analysis that I'm doing. So for you, this is happening in your good houses, lastly in the 8th house, but it is again giving you some kind of transformation there. You are heading to some change. Good change is coming your way. All right. Next sign is Gemini. So what is happening for Gemini? Okay, for you, the transit is happening in the 10th, 9th, 8th, and then lastly the 7th. Okay, so these are the Navamsha positions of Rahu, you know, in Ardra. So it is going to give you some kind of, initially, you know, it will give you some kind of disturbances here and there with the colleagues, with the office people, you know, with the bosses, as we say, you know, you can have some issues here and there. But later on, you know, things are going to improve. So be careful from 8th September to 26th October. You can have some contradictions at the place of work. Okay, so they might not be actually accepting, or you're very creative and they are not liking it, you know, it happens. They are jealous of you or something like that can happen. So you have to, you know, you have to tame that confused state of mind of yours, that, okay, I'm doing everything, but still, you know, and, you know, why the results are not coming. So you have to actually tame that. Okay, so once you do that, things will be better. Okay, and then you will have, excuse me for that. So you will have, you know, Mercury transit positions will be, you know, totally dependent on, Rahu will be dependent on. So you have to keep checking from time to time what Mercury is doing in the sky. Okay, and in your chart also. So you have to see that. Then from the 26th October to 12th Feb, you know, is the time when you will be feeling you want to explore the world. You want to, it's a good transit for you. You will be feeling that now I want to really do something big. I want to change the situation. I don't want any contradictions from, you know, you know, my brothers or sisters, or, you know, any siblings, spouses. I don't want any contradictions. I don't want to hear anything. I just want to move ahead. So that feeling will be there. So Rahu will give you a lot of, you know, something different, something out of the box. So your religious belief system is also going to change. You know, you're going to be totally a different person altogether in the 9th house transit. And of course, at that time, you have to take care of your father's health from 26th October to 12th Feb, especially. Take care of your father's health. Okay, and take care of your travels also, you know, carry some medicines and all, because it can lead to some kind of health issues at that time. Then from the 12th Feb to 23rd of March, that is a little troublesome phase for you, because it's the 8th house transit of Rahu. So it will give you some kind of economic condition getting worsened, or, you know, some kind of defamation, or some kind of, you know, you're getting involved in some immorality. So just immoral behavior of yours can be, you know, it can give. So you have to be extra careful during this time. Then you have to check from the 23rd March to 22nd of April what's coming your way. You might be having some change of job, because it's happening in the Kendra. So whenever any planet is transiting through the Kendra, you know, so there is always a change which it brings along with it. So especially malefic, so it displaces. So in this transit position, we will not see where your Ketu is, where the Rahu is in the D1 chart. We are going ahead in Ardra Nakshatra. We are again bifurcating in 4 parts. So in the last part, that is the first pada, that is the Sagittarius Navamsha. So you are heading to some kind of big change. Okay, so I've given you the date, so you be careful about that. If you don't want it, so you can avoid it. Be prepared for it. Some kind of contradictions with women can happen, so be careful about that. And there can be some kind of, you know, business, you know, some venture that you are already in, or you're thinking of taking up some kind of venture. So you can do so during this time. But it will be like, you know, you have to really, you know, you might just have a setback during this time with the partner. Maybe the partner ditches you and goes. So be careful about that. The spouse might just, you know, backstab you also. That can also happen. I didn't want to say this, but, you know, like I've seen people coming up with these kind of behavior. So I know, so that can also happen to, not to all. Okay, it's not applicable to all. It's a general view. And if at all you have those kinds of promises in your natal chart, so this is the time that you have to be really careful with. So lastly, it's going to be, I think it's your transit is going to be a good transit for you, apart from the 8th house transit. So that is something that you have to be a little extra careful about, that I've told you already in the Capricorn Navamsha from the 12th Feb to 23rd March. Okay, so that is something you have to be careful about. Coming to the next sign, that is Cancer. All right. So for Cancer, what's happening? You have this transit coming in the 9th, 8th, 7th, and 6th houses. All right. So when it is happening in the 9th house from the 28th September to the 26th October. So this is the time when you have to be, first of all, be watchful about your father's health. You have to be careful about your travels. Eat right, sleep on time. You can have issues in your legs. So you can, maybe in your thigh area or in your legs, you know, you can have some pains. So you have to be careful about that. Eat right. That's why I said eat right, eat on and sleep on time. And then one more thing can happen is that, you know, your travels can be a little disruptive, or maybe, you know, they can have a lot of, you know, there will be a lot of travels, but it might just lead to some kind of, you know, you might feel they are not fruitful. Okay, the travels might not be that fruitful, but you're on a trip, you know, you're on the move, you're in adventurous mood altogether. So utilize it. So some spiritual religious belief systems are going to change. Maybe you will think out of the box. You want to just not follow the, you know, the rituals and do things away from that, you know, maybe. So be careful, but, you know, because then it's going to be a long stay in the 8th house. That is, Aquarius is in your 8th house. So Kumbh. So what is happening, you know, 26th October to 12th of Feb. So that's the time you have to be really, really careful, because you have to be cautious about your funds, your finances. You can invest, but, you know, you take the help of some seniors or some advisors, then only park your funds. And if you will park on a right place, I can assure you that you are going to really, really make good money in this phase. It's a very good transit for you. It's a positive transit. People will say 8th house transit in Navamsha is not good, but yes, it is a good transit for you. I can assure you that. Then in the 7th house, when it is transiting from the 12th Feb to 23rd March. So that's the time you have to be careful of the counterparts, you know, your spouse. You have to be careful of their health. You have to keep your health under check. You have to take care of your travels. You have, maybe, you know, you're heading to a change of place, change of job. Anything is can happen during this time. Or maybe a promotion which was stuck, maybe they send you somewhere else from where you are right now. So the promotion with a change of place, okay, that can also happen. Getting into a business venture is not advisable. Maybe the partner ditches you, or, you know, just does something which is not favorable for you. All right, so that you have to be really careful about. Then lastly, it will be happening in your 6th house. So that is the time you have to be careful about your health. It can lead to some health issues. For sure, you have to be careful about your health. If you are thinking of taking loans, you should avoid taking loans, because, you know, it is not advisable whenever Jupiter is transiting this house. So, you know, you have to maybe postpone it for a while, so that, you know, you are, especially, you know, this dates I'll give you, 23rd March to 22nd April. So these are true notes. So I'm taking true notes, I'm telling you. So maybe, you know, 6th house transit is actually a good transit. So maybe you have already taken loans from somebody and you're paying them off. Don't give loans, but, you know, what you have taken, pay them off. Okay, it's better that you pay them off. It's going to help you clear your debts during this time. You will be totally at, you know, the fitness regime you will be on. So you just follow that regime. It's good for you. Because 6th house transit of Rahu, you know, is going to give you good results. So maybe you will be planning your journeys, and you will start working or some new projects, something to do with something new which is coming your way during this time. So utilize this time, I would say, when this transit is happening in your 6th house. So overall, I feel it's a good transit for you. 6th house, 11th house, 10th house also, 3rd house especially. Okay, so I will be coming to the transits soon. All right. Now, please keep a track of Mercury's transit, but wherever Mercury is transiting, you have to be really careful about that what exactly is it bringing. Coming to Leo. Oh, I'm holding it correctly. Leo. Okay, so for Leo, this happens in your, to start with, 8th house. Okay, Navamsha position. Please go back and hear what I said initially so that you know what I'm talking about. So 8th house, 7th house, 6th house, and then lastly 5th house. So you are going to be extra careful about your spouse's health, about your health initially, and about your funds, your finances. You will be concerned. Maybe you have not paid your taxes. Please pay your taxes. I do always. So please do pay your taxes. We are responsible Indians, so we must, wherever you are in the world. So as per your country's rules, you should. All right, so from the you will be considering this. After hearing this, you might just change your mind and you will start paying taxes, because Rahu is also there and Jupiter is also watching us. So 28th September to 26th October, that's what is going to happen. Then from the 26th October to 12th of Feb, you know, this is a long transit. So for you, 7th house is pretty active. So you might feel that you want to actually get connected with your spouse, with your business partner. You will be feeling a lot of energy in the 7th house zone. You might change the place of work or change the place of your residence. You might do that. You are thinking of already, you know, changing the place where you are. You want to sell off that property and you want to buy a new property. So you can do so when in these 4 months' time. It's a good transit for you. It's a good position for you. Okay, be stable, but be stable-minded. Do not take rash decisions ever. Okay, but it is Aquarius NAVAMSHA. It is going to, so he's happy here. Rahu is happy here, and for you, you're lucky that you're getting it, you know, for 4 months here. So it's a good transit position for you. Then 6th house transit again is a very good transit for you, which is happening from the 12th of Feb to 23rd of March. Again, the 6th house transit. So you will be feeling that now you want to repay your loans, or you want to take loan and it will be sanctioned. Maybe you're waiting for that from a long time. So you can invest or pump that money into some new venture. Okay, it will be good for you. Some travels will be on card. You will be following a strict diet, or, you know, some fitness regime. You'll be going to the gym or something, you know. See, Rahu gives all these things, gadgets, and somebody is gadget freak. So you know that Rahu is very much powerful there. So you will be, you know, going to a very maybe flamboyant gym, you know. You'll be like totally in a huge gym, or you'll be going to a place where, you know, you get all the amenities and enjoy that. So do that. If you can afford it, no problem, go ahead with it. Then lastly, you will be feeling that, you know, Rahu is going to be transiting your 5th house, NAVAMSHA, that is going to be from the 23rd March to the 22nd of April. So what is happening here when 5th house transit happens, you know, you will feel that your creative energy is very, very powerful, or you are highly unstable. You see, a lot of creativity also leads to instability of mind. So you feel that you are unstable. You are not able to decide certain things. You want to, but you are unable to decide, because too much of intellect is also, you know, too much of intellect and too much of suspicion. Then that leads to, you know, it's a silent killer, as we say. So utilize and channelize your intellect in a proper direction, which you can do so. You might lose trust of your officers, you know, your officers or your people around you, your bosses or things, or maybe you know, you're degraded and you leave the job. So be careful about that. Reputation is going to be at stake during this time. So it might cause conflicts, you know, because it's a 5th house transit. So I would suggest that, you know, do not get into any relationship during this time. It will break. It will not last long. The date I've already given you. So be careful about that. Thankfully, Saturn is going to be out of this zone that time. So Saturn is going to be going to your 6th house. So things are going to get better. But still, you know, getting into a relationship is not a good idea, I would suggest. So otherwise, for students, it's a good time. Maybe, you know, you're preparing for some major exams or something. So you can do so during this time. Then coming to the next sign. Virgo. All right, Virgo. So for Virgo, what is happening? You will be getting this transit in your to start with in the 7th house. Then comes the NAVAMSHA position of Rahu in the Ardra Nakshatra-4. NAVAMSHA it will be going through Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Sagittarius. So I have given the dates initially. Again, I'm repeating 28th September to 26th October in Pisces, then 26th October to 12th Feb, Aquarius, 12th Feb to 23rd Feb, March, Capricorn next year. 23rd March to 22nd April is going to be Sagittarius Navamsha. So this is what is happening. I'm following the true nodes. If you have not heard the commentary initially, I'm just telling you in short that what is happening in your 7th house zone when Rahu is transiting, you know, what is happening here. It might sound a little confusing, but please understand the predictions. Don't go into the details if you are not aware of astrology. So what happens when this you know, is happening in the 7th house? You will feel that you are now you're at the verge of changing the profession or the job or the career or the line of profession you were already in. You're not too happy there, so you will be getting that chance to change. Okay, and you will be flourishing there. You will flourish there, because after that it's the 6th house position. So it is going to give you a positive result there. Change of residence, that can also happen. So in case you are heading to some kind of a change, do it with this Navamsha position of Rahu in the Ardra. Check the position of Mercury. Check my transit videos of Mercury from time to time. I will be explaining what's coming your way, because Mercury and Rahu are connected. So whatever Mercury is going through, Rahu is also going through the same thing, almost the same thing. Then 6th house transit will give you a chance to, you know, pay off your debts, the loans that you have taken. So it's a good time. You kill the enemy, like, you know, we say, Rog Rena Ripu, that is your diseases, enemies, and debts. So this is the house of that. So Rahu combats that. So whatever disease, the ailments or the chronic diseases or the pains that you're going through will be taken care of during this 4-month span. Rahu is staying longest in this span, in this zone. So you have the chance to utilize this. Okay, in the 5th house, when Rahu is going to be transiting, that is going to be, you know, in the Navamsha of Capricorn. So you will feel a little restrictive there. You have a lot of creative energy, but you are unable to show it to others, or you are not able to convey it to others properly. Like, you know, you feel that, oh my God, I do so much, but I don't get the results. So that's all right. You should not be, you know, expecting such results during this time at least. If you will, then you will fall on your face and you will just regret, oh, why I did this, you know, why I was expecting. So just lie low. Good for students, good for travels though, but it is not good for expecting good results from the place of work. The bosses will not be able to give you the credit that you deserve. Okay, so don't get disheartened by that. Then lastly, the transit is going to happen in your 4th house. Again, in the Kendra, 4th house is the Kendra quadrant. So you will feel that, you know, now you want to sell off your property. You are staying in the house you're staying in, and you want to buy another one. So you can do so during this this transit of Rahu in the Ardra Nakshatra Charan 1. Okay, so this is going to be, you know, you will explore things, you want to adventure, you want to go, you want to travel, you want to connect with your family during this time. So all that you will be doing in this 1 month's time. And then, of course, it is Rahu will be leaving this nakshatra and going to the other nakshatra, but it will not be leaving Gemini sign right now. So Gemini sign is owned by Mercury. So hear that. What is Mercury trying to convey? If the Mercury is supposed in transiting the Pisces sign, the 7th house again, so it is going to be debilitated there. All right, it will be obviously going there. Lastly, you know, from 7th April to the 28th of April in the Pisces sign. So that is the time when you will feel that you are unable to convey your mind to people. I'm just giving you an example that, you know, you are trying to say something, but you know, you are unable to pick and choose people around you. Okay, you are getting confused again and again. Oh my God, this person I thought that I trusted, but is not the same one. You know, the breach of trust is happening there. All right, so all that can happen, but good for education, good for students, good for travels, not good for investments. It's not the right. Ardra Nakshatra Rahu is not going to give you good investment, so you might fail there. So be careful about all that. All right, coming to the next sign. Okay, coming to the next sign, that is Libra. All right, so for Libra, you know, if you will go back and hear the commentary, you know, I've mentioned the dates in that. You know, when Rahu will be transiting Ardra in the 4 charans, in the 4 padas, and the Navamsha positions. Okay, that's what is the Navamsha position. So for you, it is going to be from the 6th house, 5th house, 4th house, and lastly the 3rd house. Okay, the Navamsha position. So That's why I said the results will not be the same. So just hear out if you don't understand what Navamsha, the D9 is, and what exactly I am talking about. Just understand the predictions. That will help you. Okay, so from the 28th September to 26th October, it's a good time for you because you will be thinking about, you know, paying off your loans. You might be thinking of taking some loans or thinking about, you know, doing something, some kind of a change at the workplace, or you are going to change the job, or you're getting promoted. So all that is on cards during this time. And maybe you will be, because it's not going to be the same. Rahu and Ardra is not going to give, the whole span is not going to give the same results. So I'm talking about true notes, and I'm talking about true Rahu, and the position is going to be very, very accurate, and by far they have given me good results. So if at all you are thinking of joining a gym or joining a fitness regime, it's a good time to do so. This month is very good for you, very powerful month, because 6th house transit of Rahu is considered good in Navamsha also. So it is going to be a good transit for you in D9. Then in the 5th house, it's going to be there for 4 months. So you have to be careful from 26th October to 12th Feb. So that's the time you will feel that you are, you know, not getting your desires fulfilled. You are trying to work hard, but you are not getting the results. The people at workplace are not appreciating you. You're feeling too much out of place. You're feeling that, no, I am putting in a lot of efforts. They're going down the drain. That thing is there on your mind all the time during this phase. So it's not actually a good phase though, but you know, in Aquarius, Navamsha, Rahu is happy. So it will minimize many things, the negative impacts of these. So it's better that you just, you know, accept things and start putting, don't stop putting your efforts, start putting more effort. You will be recognized once, you know, Rahu goes to the 4th house zone. So that is going to be in after this for 1 month. So that is going to be in 2020, year 2020, 12th Feb to 23rd of March. So in Capricorn, you know, you have to just be careful about your mother's health. Maybe, you know, you are wanting to invest somewhere, or maybe you want to sell off your property and buy a new one. You're planning to change the place where you are right now. So all that is on your cards. You know, you are thinking of all that is on cards. So you can wait till that time to take some kind of you know, decision during that time. Good time for students, they will do well. Then in the 3rd house, that is lastly the Sagittarius Navamsha, which is going to be when Rahu is going to be transiting, is 23rd March to 22nd of April. So for that 1 month, you know, that is a fortunate position for Rahu. So it's going to be very good for you. In fact, if you can, you know, maybe your efforts will be rewarded, you will be successful, your health will be maintained, your relationships will be good with your life partner, with your siblings, with your neighbors. You will spend some time in spiritual activities. You will plan some short travels if you have to during that transit. So things are going to be very good, you know, towards the end of this transit. So you can, you know, work through rather than giving up to reap the results during this time. So it's not that, you know, the castle is built, Rome, as we say, was built in 1 day. No, it takes time. So you have to keep on putting your efforts for the future, you know, results, better results. It's not going to happen in one go, right? So you have to wait for certain things in life. All right. But otherwise, I still feel that it's a good transit for you because the houses it's transiting is very, they're powerful houses. All right. Coming to the next sign, that is Scorpio. All right. So for Scorpio, this happens in your 5th house, 4th house, 3rd house, and lastly the 2nd house, D9, Navamsha, as we say. Okay. Rahu is going to be transiting 4 Navamshas in the Ardra Nakshatra. So that is why I'm mentioning the results will not be the same. That is why I'm mentioning, I mentioned in the initial part, if you want to hear what I'm getting at, so you will get to know over there. And the dates are also there, though I will be mentioning the dates again. So in from the 28th September to 26th of October, you might feel that, you know, your energies are going down the drain. You're putting a lot of effort. You're not getting the intellectual part of you is not being appreciated. You are too creative, you're too bold, you're too much, you know, in full of life at the place of work. You're putting a lot of hard work. You're actually doing a lot, but you know, the people at the bosses, they are not appreciating all that. So what is happening? The frustration is building up. Okay, so you have to lie low. It's okay. This is the foundational period. Then Rahu will be transiting your 4th house zone. So it's going to be a longer one. In the 4th house, there will be some transition. That's a transitional phase, you know, you're heading to. So it's a 4 months transit over there from 26th October to 12th of Feb. So it is going to be a long stay over there. So that is why, you know, the results are not the same. So at that time, you have to just take care of your mother's health. You have to, you know, maybe you want to redo the house or refurnish the house, or you want to just shift out of the place where you are right now. So that is the time you will be thinking about all these things. It will be like uprooting yourself from one place to going to another place. So maybe it is the job, or it's the workplace, or it's the a career, or the home front, you know, the family you are with. So you are just in that movement stage. So you can plan that if at all you have to. And investments are going to be fruitful only when, you know, you are something, you know, I think you should be avoiding during this transit of Rahu. It's better that you just wait for, you know, matters of land and property can get sorted, but investments, it's better that you don't get into all that right now. Okay, so your health will be very good during this transit, because 3rd house transit, that is going to be, you know, from the 12th of Feb to 23rd of March, which is a positive transit. 3rd house Rahu transit is very good. It's considered to be good transit for you. So you might just, you know, be rewarded. You will be successful at the place of work. You will be feeling that your health is maintained, your relationships are good, you're with your neighbors, with your friends, with your life partner, with your family members, your spiritual activity, your travels, everything is on the rise. You know, you're on the move now. Okay, and now coming lastly for the last pada, you know, which is the first charan, actually the Sagittarius one, 23rd March to 22nd of April lastly. So this will be like, you have to guard yourself from harsh speech. You have to eat proper. Your mouth region has to be taken care of. There can be some kind of surgery you're heading to during this time in the head region or the mouth region. You know, speech is causing a lot of trouble here. Okay, don't trust anybody blindly. Okay, do not. If you want to give some loans or something, just be careful, be cautious, think twice. It's better that you avoid, actually, you know, during this time. So you can be cheated during this time. So, but you have to be careful with the conflicts. You know, there can be some conflicts that can arise during this time. So you have to be really, really careful. Okay, otherwise I feel you have to be checking the Mercury transit videos of mine, where I will be sharing with you where, you know, what is happening. I will be mentioning that, okay, this is the Mercury transit and it is going to be impacting Rahu this way. So please hear that out, because Rahu's transit is dependent on Mercury's movement. All right, because Rahu is seated in Gemini sign, which is owned by Mercury. All right, so coming to Sagittarius. Sagittarius people, you have, you know, you have been suffering and you have been feeling, but you see, the whole transit cannot be bad. It cannot be. I get so many comments and email messages saying that, you know, Sagittarius people are suffering. Virgo people say that we are suffering. See, there is not even a single person on this earth who's not suffering, or who's not happy, or who is happy. Okay, I will not consider, see, it's all subjective. The happiness and the sadness and, you know, satisfaction and dissatisfaction, these are all subjective terms. So you have to keep up the effort. That is something that I'm not lecturing, I'm not giving here a philosophical lecture here, but it's all astrologically that I'm talking about, that you have to keep up your effort. Rest you have to, okay, I'm not saying that you're not putting your effort. Sagittarius people are suffering, I know. And in this transit, you know, what is happening? The transit positions can be bad, can be really tough. But it doesn't mean that, you know, it is going to give completely, the whole dasha is going to give the bad results. I cannot buy that. Because if there is a promise, you know, there are people who have promises of sufferings, miseries, and then getting results. You know, nothing is served on platter. So that is something, you know, which Sagittarius people with Saturn transiting their Lagna, having Sadesati. So you have to put in a lot of effort. You have to put extra effort to achieve something. Or efforts can be paid off only after one or delays or breaks. Okay, so that is something you are going through. With this transit position of Rahu getting into Ardra Nakshatra, it will be transiting your 4th Navamansha, your 4th house Navamansha, then 3rd house, 2nd house, and then the 1st house lastly. So what do you have in store? The whole phase is not going to be the same. Some will give good results, some will give bad results. So when it is in the 4th house Navamansha from the 28th September to the 26th of October for 1 month. So this is the time when you have to take care of your mother's health. You have to take care of your, leakages in the house. Maybe there's some work which is required. Investments is a big no-no during this time. Do not. We cannot say that the whole 6 months span of Rahu in Ardra is going to be no investments, no travels. No, we cannot do that. Okay, so you have to plan everything. Okay, everything you have to plan. So with this transit, you have to take care of your health also. You have to take care of your house. Maybe you're thinking of selling off your house and changing place. So this is the time you should be doing, because Rahu is transiting your 4th house zone. So it's said that, you will be changing some, it's meant to be like that. That Rahu or malefics, when transit the Kendras, you get to change the place of your career or your place of abode or things. Okay, so that is something which you're heading to. Then 3rd house transits, it's a beautiful transit for you. For 4 months you're sorted, you are happy, you're going to get everything what you want, your desires will be fulfilled, your health will be good, your finances will be better off, your communication with your neighbors, with your relatives, that will be on another level. So 4 months, so from the 26th October to 12th Feb, true nodes actually are working for that reason only, because it is not the same as 2 months, 2 months, 2 months. No, it is going to be for 4 months in Aquarius Navamansha. So it is going to D9. So it is going to be in Aquarius for 4 months. It is going to give good results in the 3rd house for you. So you can imagine how much better things can get for you, whatever you're going through. And as it is, Saturn is also coming out of the zone of the 1st house. So I'll be making a separate video on the Saturn transit to transiting Capricorn sign. So you will get to know what exactly is coming your way. Even that is a positive transit for you. Then 2nd house Rahu is not good. It will give you some kind of upheavals in the, again, you see, it is not 4 months you passed off well. Now you have to be careful. 12th Feb to 23rd March. You have to be careful with your finances, with your mouth region, what you eat, what you speak. You can get harsh at words. So you have to mind your language, during that time. Have a cordiality maintained. Strike a balance. You go overboard. You do. So you have to be careful about it. Okay. Then lastly, it will be coming to the 1st house. Okay. So 1st house, the relationship is good, with the life partner. You might not share obviously, if the Mercury position is not good in the transit position, as we have to synchronize with Mercury. So if you have some problems in speech or harsh speech, then you will have issues with the spouse, conflicts with people around you. Okay. So you may, have some, you have to strike a balance that you have a good relationship with your people around, because it's the 1st house transit. So it is going to give you some kind of change. Some change in your personality, your persona, or maybe you will be changing place. You change place of work, you can, or maybe you will change the chemistry with your bosses. Okay, so all that can happen during this time. So you have to, you may become obstinate also. So you have to take care of these transit positions of Rahu. I must say that you have a positive transit with the 3rd house transit of Aquarius for a long time. So I suggest use that first, and then, maybe you want to publish some book or something, then do it at that time. It's a very good time. 4 months transit, very good time for you. All right, coming to the next sign, that is Capricorn. So for Capricorn, if you will go back and hear the commentary, I have mentioned about the Navamansha, the D9 position of Rahu in Ardra. So for Navamansha, it will be transiting. So how is it going to impact the same way? It is not. The whole phase cannot be the same, right? So from the 28th September to 26th October, Rahu will be transiting your 4th house zone. Okay, 3rd house zone. So it is going to be a good phase for you during those 1 month. So during that time, you will be good at health. Your relationships will be good with people around you. You will have some kind of travels which will be fruitful for you. You might, write a book or communicate, or maybe something to do with communication is going to give you some good results, depending upon Mercury's transit position as well, because Rahu is seated in Gemini sign, which is owned by Mercury. So Rahu will give the result of Mercury now, even more, because it is out of Jupiter's nakshatra. So what we have to see here, that whatever, regime or anything you want to pick up, you can do so during this time. It's a very positive transit. But it is going to be for 4 months in your second house, from the 26th October till the 12th Feb 2020. So it's a long stay in Aquarius. So Aquarius is your second house. So you have to be very careful, extra careful with whatever you talk, whatever you eat. Maybe this region will suffer. Okay, so maybe you're going in for some surgery during this time. So plan it during these 4 months. It's going to be, if you have to do it when it's time, which shows that this is going to happen. So in case you have the dasha and also of the same, so you will be getting it done during this time. So with this, I would like to say, take care of your finances during these 4 months. You might invest somewhere wrongly and then you will be repenting later. So just avoid that. If at all you have some travel plans, you can postpone them during this time if you can. Or be extra careful with the documentation and all, you carry everything with you. It can be, that you are having something amiss there. So just be careful about that. In the first house, again, it's a good transit. You might just be going in for some change, some makeover, some kind of maybe place change is coming your way. So that is going to be from the 12th Feb to the 23rd March. All right. So that is something that you have to be careful about. Careful as in like change, because there's a change coming in. So you have to be prepared, or you have to plan your changes. All right. So that can happen during this time. And lastly, it will be going to the 12th house zone. Okay. That is from the 23rd March to 22nd of April. So that's the time when you will feel that you want to just, travel, you want to be at peace. 12th house transit is not bad of Rahu, but, it gives addictions. It gives you some kind of, change in the attitude towards people. So you become either too charitable, or you become too much neglecting kinds. You will not feel like doing anything for anybody. But it gives a lot of expenses also. It gives expenses, it gives problems due to change of job. Then you might feel less confident, less courage is there. You might feel that the obstacles have increased. It's a lot of people are creating obstacles around you. So that can also happen during this transit. So you have to be careful. Otherwise, I feel you should utilize the first month of this transit, the one which I've told you, and after the Aquarius, after February, for 1 month again. So these 2 months you have to utilize. They are good positive months. So that is why I said the whole transit is not going to be the same. So please watch the first part, the initial part, the commentary section, where I've mentioned what exactly is this happening here. Rahu transiting is not going to give the results of Rahu only. It is dependent completely on Mercury's transit positions also. All right. So you can, and the NAVAMSHA positions, as we say. Coming to the second last sign. All right, I have to show you this placard. Yeah. So coming to Aquarius. All right. So for Aquarius, what is happening? This transit is happening starting from your second house, then first house, and then your 12th house, and lastly your 11th house. So what is that? For NAVAMSHA, it is crossing. So that is why it is not going to be the same phase. All right. So from the 28th September to 26th October, you are having this transit in your second house. So you have to be watchful of what you eat, what you speak, what you say, what you think about others when you're speaking your mind. So you can be harsh, you can be a little rude, you can be, maybe you're eating something wrong and it's causing some trouble or issues in your mouth region. So you have to be extra careful there. You might just finish off with your savings during this time. So you be careful. It's a warning sign for you. And do let me know in the comment section whether, the transit positions are actually, I take true notes. So is it actually matching? Things are starting to move in that direction post 28th of September instead of 11th September. So you have to tell me that. Then when it transits for 4 months in your Lagna, which is a very positive transit for you coming your way, which is from the 26th of October to the 12th of February. So it is going to be in the NAVAMSHA position of D9 in the first house. So that is Aquarius. And in Aquarius, Rahu is very happy actually. So when it is transiting Aquarius NAVAMSHA, you will be having some kind of, fitness regime. You might be changing your place of abode where you are, or you might be traveling. You might be thinking big now. You're planning your future in a very different manner. You want to do something big. You want to think large. You want to achieve bigger goals now, rather than the stagnant life you're in. Okay, so you can do so. By post October, you are heading to that kind of a period for 4 months. So change of place, change of career, everything is coming your way. So you can just go ahead with it, because it is transiting the Kendra. Okay, so when Kendra transit happens, so things are malefics when transiting. So you just look into the videos where, I will be mentioning about the transit position of Mercury. Whenever Mercury is changing sign, whenever Mercury is doing things, so you will get to know. I will be synchronizing with Rahu's transit as well, because Rahu was in Punarvasu Nakshatra. It was giving the results of Jupiter also till now. But now it is going to be soul and whole giving the result of Mercury, because nodes give the results of the Lord they are sitting in, the sign they are sitting in. All right. So then from the 12th of February to 23rd of March, Rahu is going to be transiting your Capricorn NAVAMSHA. So that is your 12th house. So 12th house gives some, it creates obstacles. It can give you some important works, which you can't finish. It will obstacles in important works. It will give you lack of courage, lack of confidence. You feel like changing job. You want to travel, but things are getting, obstructions are happening time and again. So you have to be really careful during that time. But lastly, it is traveling towards the, from the 23rd March to 22nd of April, it is going to be in your 11th house zone. So again, you will be getting connected with your friends, your family. You will be thinking about bigger things in life. You will be investing in proper places. If you are planning to, you will be doing so. If you are thinking of doing so, you will do so after the 11th house transit happens. So just plan everything accordingly, meticulously. Everything is well designed in the sky already. So we are here to help you, to understand what is happening. So just accept it and just start making a note of these dates. Do things during this time. You will never lose money. You will never lose in relationship. You will never lose in life like that. Because if you are guided properly by an astrologer, I think life is actually on the right direction. If I get a right kind of an astrologer, I know I will change. If I'm receptive, I can change my bad times to good times as well, if I am guided properly. So if you're getting good guidance, you should take it and you should actually implement it as well, because it's going to be it is helpful. Believe you in me, it is helpful. So coming to the last sign, a lot of talking I did. So good transit for Aquarius actually. So coming to the last sign, that is Pisces. Okay, Pisces, very good transit for you. Why? Because it is happening in your 12th, the D9, Rahu going into D9 will be from Pisces to Aquarius, Aquarius to Capricorn, and then lastly to Sagittarius. And all are good houses, believe you in me. It's just that little bit problem, for when it is in the Aquarius sign. So from the 28th September to 26th of October, it is going to be in the first house. So you will be feeling that, you are thinking of doing something big. You're going to change your place of work. You're going to change your career. Maybe there is a change coming in where you're staying, change in yourself, in your personality. You're going to transform a little, maybe, So things are going to get better during this transit. But you will be having a lot of expenses, a lot of expenditure, a lot of, maybe some hindrances where you have just joined, maybe a new job you have joined and you're having some issues there. So you have to sort that out. It's not that great a transit from 26th October to 12th Feb. It's not considered that good, but it's not that bad either, because it's Aquarius NAVAMSHA. So Rahu is not that unhappy there. So it is going to give you some kind of results which are pertaining to changes, major changes coming in your life. Your travels might change you, or maybe transform you. Your thought process might change. You're looking for peace and you find peace. All right. Peace is also a very subjective kind of a thing. So, but it's the happiness quotient you're looking for. You might just get it during this time. Okay, overseas, maybe you're going to get it overseas. Maybe you will get a partner from overseas. All right. So coming to the Capricorn NAVAMSHA, which is going to happen from 12th Feb to 23rd of March, you will have, because 11th house, that's your 11th house. Capricorn is your 11th house. So you will have again a good time there. You will have good investments. You will reap the results, whatever you did in the Aquarius sign, NAVAMSHA. You are feeling that now it's the time, whatever you did, now you're reaping the results. You're flourishing, you're creative, your investments are good, your health is good. You're taking care of you're now paying off your loans also, clearing your debts. So everything is beautiful at that time. With the 10th house transit also, it's not bad, which is happening towards the end from the 23rd March to 22nd of April. All the dates I will be mentioning again though, or you can go back and hear the commentary I have mentioned there also. So what I'm trying to say is that with the transit positions, not stagnant, just with Rahu in Ardra, we get to know even more detailed analysis by going into the NAVAMSHA position of Rahu. It is transiting 4 NAVAMSHAs. So with the last NAVAMSHA, the date that I mentioned, you might change the job. You might feel that now you want to, actually your creative view is too powerful at the place of work. You want to just utilize it, and you want that appreciation also from people around you, and people are going to appreciate you. And your bosses, your co-workers, your subordinates, your people around you, they're going to appreciate you. So maybe there's elevation, maybe there's promotion heading your way. You're changing your career or your job, you're changing it completely during this time. So all that can happen only if you have the promise in your D1, in your natal chart, your birth chart, and the dasha also of the same. All right. So everything is beautiful. Do not just fall prey to the fear mongering. Just enjoy all the phases. Everything is good. Everything is beautiful. All right. Stay blessed, everyone. Om Tat Sat.